So, Kwadwo, you've been very interested, and we have just 7 minutes basically to end the show. You've been very passionate about this new cybersecurity law. I knew as in because it's been amended, and there have been some introductions to what already existed. You've been looking at the document because it was made public yesterday. I mean,
no, it's been made public longer.
Well, I mean the details of it, because when it came up, we're all looking for the documents to read, and we were being told that it was being fleshed out and so on. But I think yes, the minority got wind of the documents because Kwadwo Nkrumah has been very vocal about it. You've been studying the documents. What do you make of it?
Well, look, the document the amendment as proposed, for me, is problematic.
Why?
I'll get there. I think it is a social media policing act. It is basically to, through the back door, bring back the criminal libel law. My uncle Kwesi, the Haruna Tess, and the Kwesi Bakons fought these criminal libels, and 2001, President Kwadwo came and repealed it. And today, we have an NDC government who has supermajority in parliament, and they want to, in a way, bring it back. Let me give you two sections of the amendment that are problematic. Section 20B. Okay. Section 20B basically says that the new amendment will give powers to the Director General and the Director General and all the other authorized officers to exercise powers like a police officer. Okay? Now, it says that they will also have the same rights, protection, immunity conferred on police officers under the Criminal and Other Offences Procedure 1960. So, under the Ministry of Communication and under the Cybersecurity Authority, they want to have powers like police. So, why would anybody want to pass a law that gives an agency, which is not the police, powers like police, all the amenities? Then they're going to have Shiza. They're going to have the right to arrest. They're going to have a right. And the second part of it is that they're also seeking the power to prosecute. Okay? So they want to be able to go and also prosecute. Now, the section 59B says that the authority shall conduct criminal investigations, prosecutions upon occurrence of cybersecurity incidents or cybercrime. Now, the problem is not the cybersecurity. The problem is cybercrime. Because you have to go back and look at this amendment with two acts that already exist. The Electronic Communication Act 775 and the Electronic Transaction Act 772. Now, why some of us are saying that this act is a way to bring back the criminal libel law is that if you look at section 76 of the Electronic Communication Act 775, okay, that is where the problem is. And let me read what that section talks about. It talks about basically a person, and this is very important, and this is why I think everybody who is on social media, who is on TikTok, on Snap, on WhatsApp, should be very careful and not allow the government to pass this act. The offenses under the Electronic Communication Act, which is a law that's already been passed in 2008, says that in section 76, offense, a person who by means of electronic communication services knowingly sends a communication which is false or misleading and likely to prejudice the efficiency of life, saving service, or to endanger safety of the person, ship, aircraft, vessel, vehicle, commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine not more than 3,000 penalty points or a term imprisonment of 5 years. The second part, a person is taken to know that a communication is false or misleading if that person did not take reasonable steps to find out whether the communication is false, misleading, reckless, or fraudulent. That is where the problem is. So you're looking at this area where you have an authority who is basically the investigator, the police, everything, using this crime. So you're on WhatsApp, you put out an information, right? Like the information you sent to me yesterday. Clearly, you've committed an offense. And there's one agency that has all the powers to arrest you and prosecute you. That is the problem. Because today, we are now growing the social media space. Yes, there are certain things that goes on, but we have all the institutions in the country that deals with them. in all the best practices around the world. In the United States, in America, in the United Kingdom, in America, they don't have police force to an agency. The FBI have a criminal unit that deals with cyber. The UK have NSA that deals with cyber. Every country has in the police force a unit that deals with cybercrime and cybersecurity. Why does Ghana alone, the NDC government with its majority, wants to give St. George his own police? Why? And the problem is, you look at cyber, one of the cyber crimes is harassment, right? Online harassment. Now, what is online harassment? It's a very broad topic. So I send somebody a message and that person doesn't feel comfortable with that message, it classifies as harassment. Right. Straight away, St. George and his police can come and arrest me and put me in jail for 5 years. That is where the problem is. And I think that we should all look at this thing. Everything they seek to do already exists. Okay. Why give a police force to St. George?
Okay. Uncle, in just 3 minutes, because in 3 minutes will take us off, but there are genuine concerns that if this bill is passed, it could be weaponized to stifle, digital expression and then dissent.
Well, I like to go back one step. When the Public Order Law was passed, it was passed in the era of the National Democratic Congress. And I think that at that time, nobody in the NDC dreamt that they would come into opposition someday. In 8 years or less, they were in opposition, and they were also subjected to the same Public Order Law. I think we should have the same attitude to this cybersecurity bill and so on, and that people in power today ought to realize that they will not be in power forever, and that one day it will be applied to them. I haven't read the bill itself, but I've read a lot of commentary on the bill, and there is some worry that it can be abused. It can be abused. It would unnecessarily be policing cyberspace and so on. But as I said, I haven't read the bill itself. Yeah. I need to read the bill itself before I can come to some conclusions.
Okay.
The most important thing is that being in government is not a permanent condition, and that those who are in government today need to think about when one day they may be in opposition. That's all.
All right. Uncle, thank you very much for your time.
Pass it with their majority, and we would basically advise ourselves and take a position as a party. And I think we'll repeal it when the MPP comes into power.
All right. Thank you very much.
I think you're going too fast. We are not there.
No, I'm just saying. They say they have supermajority.
And also, Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr., an elderly statesman and also a seasoned journalist. Thank you very much for your time. It's been great having the two of you join us on the show this morning. And thanks for watching Good Morning Ghana. My name is Audu Moro. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Have a good day. Bye-bye.